All right, let's talk about IELTS Task 1 writing. In the next few minutes, we're going to take some of those sneaky grammar mistakes that trip everyone up and turn them into your biggest scoring strengths. You ready? Let's jump right in. You might be wondering this yourself, and for a lot of people, the honest answer is, yeah, they probably are. But here's the good news. These little mistakes are often the easiest points to get back once you actually know what you're looking for. So we're about to turn you into a grammar detective for your own writing. So first up is an absolute classic. I call it the bare noun blunder. This is all about those tiny little words, and the, that, believe it or not, can make a huge, huge difference to your score. So here's the deal, and it's a big one. If you have a noun that you can count, 1 bar, 2 lines, 3 trends, and you're talking about just one of them, it absolutely cannot be left all by itself. It needs a little buddy word like a or the right in front of it. Seriously, this is one of those non-negotiable rules in English. Okay, let's look at this in action. Saying blue bar was highest just sounds incomplete, right? That's because we're talking about a specific blue bar on the chart, so it needs the blue bar. And because we're saying it was the highest, that's a superlative, that also needs the. See that? Such a small fix, but it makes the sentence sound so much better and, more importantly, correct. To make this even easier, think of this as your personal cheat sheet for using the. Are you pointing to a specific bar on the graph? Use the. Are you mentioning the highest point, or maybe the lowest? You need the. What about the overall trend? Well, there's only one of those, so it's unique. It gets the. This little list honestly covers almost every single situation you'll run into in Task 1. And here's how you actually put this into practice. The moment you finish writing, before you put your pen down, just take 30 seconds. That's it. Your mission is to scan your essay and hunt down every single singular noun, words like bar, line, chart, trend, and just double-check that none of them are left naked. This one simple habit can literally save you from losing easy marks. Okay, moving on to our second trap. This one's a biggie. It's all about tenses. I call it the tricky tense trap. Now, I know describing data from the past can feel super confusing, but there is one single idea that makes everything, and I mean everything, so much simpler. This is it. This is the secret. I want you to completely forget about how long an action took. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is whether the entire event is contained inside the time period on your chart. So if your chart shows data from, say, 2005 to 2015, that's your box. Anything that happened completely inside that box is almost always going to be simple past. So check this out. For probably 90% of your Task 1 descriptions, your go-to, your default tense should just be the simple past. The percentage declined, the number rose. Keep it simple. You only need to get fancy with other tenses if you're talking about 2 things happening at once, or if you really need to show that one thing happened before something else. Otherwise, just stick to simple past. I absolutely love this analogy. It makes it so clear. Think about it. Trying to grow roses could take months, right? It's a long process. But the entire action is contained within the time frame of last year. It's over. The exact same logic applies to your charts. If you have a 10-year trend from 2000 to 2010, it's just simple past. The rate increased, it fluctuated, it's done. And here is the mistake that people make all the time. Using a complex tense, like had been decreasing, is just overkill here. It's wrong because there's no other past event that it happened before. The whole action is just contained in that 2004 to 2008 timeframe. So decreased, simple past, isn't just correct. It's clearer, it's more precise, and it's stronger writing. All right, on to trap number 3. This one is a little more subtle, but it's all about making your writing sound more natural and, frankly, more academic. We're talking about the simple but really critical placement of your adverbs.
Now, let's be clear. Saying the rate gradually increased isn't, a terrible grammar crime, but the rate increased gradually is the standard, more professional pattern you see in academic writing. For all those great adverbs that describe how something happened, sharply, steadily, slightly, the most natural-sounding place for them is right after the verb they're describing.
And here's a super quick mental check you can do while you're writing. Just ask yourself, does this adverb answer the question how? As in, how did it increase? If the answer is gradually or sharply, then pop that adverb right after the verb. It's as simple as that. Okay, trap number 4. This one is a real game changer. It's less about fixing tiny single-word errors and more about the overall flow of your writing. We're talking about that coherence and cohesion score, and I've got a fantastic technique to give it a serious boost. Just look at the difference here. The before example is okay. It's 2 correct sentences, but it's a little choppy. The after version, though, it uses something called a participle phrase, that word reaching, to combine those 2 simple ideas into one elegant, flowing, sophisticated sentence. This is exactly the kind of complex structure that examiners love to see. And here's a whole toolkit for you. Don't just get stuck using reaching over and over again. You can talk about a number hitting a low, or peaking at a maximum, or maybe one category overtaking another. Try to memorize just a few of these. They are such a powerful way to add variety and sophistication to your writing. All right, time for a lightning round. We are going to rapidly fire through 4 super common word mix-ups that can cost you really easy points. You ready? Let's go. First step, then versus than. Super simple. Then, with an E, is for time. First this, then that. Then with an A is for comparing things. Bigger than, smaller than. Got it? Don't mix them up. Next, this one's easy to fix. You never ever write how we can see. The correct standard academic phrase is always as we can see. Just lock that one into your brain. Third one, from to with for a period that is completely finished in the past. It started and it stopped. Since is different. It connects a point in the past to right now. So if your chart ends in 2010, you cannot use the word since. And finally, let's sound precise and academic. Things like plants and people, they grow. But data, figures, percentages, they don't grow. They increase. It's just the more accurate and academic word to use. And that's it. We've done it. We've identified the traps, we've broken down the rules, and we've looked at the fixes. These aren't just mistakes to avoid anymore. Think about it this way. They are now clear opportunities for you to show the examiner that you have excellent grammatical control. So, my final question to you is this. Now that you've mastered these traps, when you look at your next practice essay, what's the very first one you're going to hunt down and fix? Go ahead, start right now, and turn all this new knowledge into actual points on your score sheet. Thanks so much for joining me.